I recently went to Summer in the City, which is a huge YouTube convention that happens every year in London. I have never been before, so I had no clue what was going to happen, and I was so excited about going, getting to meet loads of people. I had an absolutely amazing time at Summer in the City, but unfortunately I got a souvenir of a horrendous cold that has had me bedridden for the last week. So if you were that person who went to Summer in the City despite having a really nasty cold flu thing, then you're the reason I was sick. It was totally worth the illness. It was such a brilliant time. I thought the best part about Summer in the City was all the panels that were happening. There were so many different topics that were being discussed, loads of different kinds of YouTubers who were talking, and I really loved going to such a big range of different kind of discussions. I found that so enjoyable. The absolute highlight for me was getting to meet Tom Scott, who is one of my favourite YouTubers and is part of the reason why I started making videos, because I wanted to make interesting educational content, and he's one of the ones I really look up to, and it was so good to meet him, and he was really nice. So I didn't just go to the weekend, I went to the Creator Day beforehand on the Friday. That was really, really cool. I learned so much from that. There was quite a lot of talks from people from YouTube who were talking about lighting and camera work and little technical stuff. Like, I have no clue about how cameras actually work. I learned so much from that, and I'm really looking forward to implementing a lot of the techniques that I learned in some of my videos later on. On the Creator Day, at least, everybody was vlogging in the event. I didn't know anybody when I was there. I went by myself to this first day, so I felt really awkward wandering around the venue by myself. So to feel less awkward and to blend in, I got out my phone and started recording random footage, which is most of what you are seeing of these random clips are from the Creator Day when I felt really awkward. There are a few parts of it that clearly were very well organised, and the organisers did really well. I thought that swapping your tickets for a wristband was going to be a horrendous queuing experience, but it was actually really smooth, both on the Creator Day when I got my ticket and when I queued up with my friend who came along to the weekend as well. Both times, straight through, bam, done. So that was really well organised and really smooth, and I think that's a way to describe most of the event, well organised and smooth. There weren't really any obvious problems or hiccups that I experienced anyway. I think a lot of that was down to the volunteers who were just everywhere. They seemed to be doing everything. I don't know any of you by name or anything, but you did a really great job in everything that I saw you guys doing, so well done, volunteers. There is one thing I hope they do slightly differently next year, and that was the theme park ride kind of fairground area, which is really, really cool, but the horrendous constant flashing lights from that crazy ride, it was a bit headache inducing, and I felt so bad for anybody who was on the stalls right near that ride and they were there the whole weekend event right by that. So having the rides was great, but maybe you don't have the lights on next year, please? I mentioned the panels earlier. They were so much fun. I really, really enjoyed going and listening to what people had to say. The only critique I would have of them was the queuing system, just because there were some panels which were incredibly popular because of specific YouTubers who were on the panels. They weren't allowing people to queue within the barrier area for a panel that wasn't on as the next panel, but they were allowing them to generally mass near the queuing area, so they were completely in the way. I can understand the enthusiasm of everybody wanting to definitely get into that queue, because if you weren't pushy and forcing your way into the queue, you probably weren't going to get into that panel session, and if you were a big fan and you wanted to be there, I can understand why people were behaving like that. Though I do think that the security team should have had everybody removed from that area. Maybe people would have then caused too much problem in the expo hall, I don't know, but it was very difficult to get to queues for a couple of hours before that panel was running, and also getting out of the other panel rooms. It was blocking the way for everyone to move. So I don't know if there was a better way of doing that, but for me at least it felt like it was a bit disorganised, and it was a little bit frustrating when I nearly didn't go to a panel because I thought that the queue was horrendous when actually they were queuing for something an hour later. I'd say overall that Summer in the City was absolutely brilliant this year. I cannot wait to go again next year. It was so much fun. I'm really looking forward to going again. Thank you for watching this sort of review, my general opinion on the weekend. If you've got anything that you'd like to add, sort of your experiences, maybe you agree or completely disagree with something I've said, you know, argue about stuff in the comments as you do on YouTube. If you want to check out anything else that I've done, click down below on my channel and have a little look around at some of my videos. Not much there yet, but hopefully there'll be some more interesting content soon. So just thank you for watching.